What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gray Rabbit Finance. I'm your host, Tyler, and today I'm going to be updating the Ichimoku technical analysis for all the major Forex pairs for the week of March 24th to the 29th, 2024. Let's hop in. Okay, guys, we're going to get started with AUD CAD on the weekly. So overall, guys, just to remind anyone that's new, the orange flags are the ranging pairs, which I most likely will not be trading this week. The blue flags are the pairs I'm waiting for the breakout, and the pink flags, which I think we only have one this week, which is Swiss franc, Japanese yen, are the special pairs that I'm actively looking to trade. So keep that in mind, but let's get started. So here we are on the weekly. Overall, this was a bearish Kumo cloud, but right now price is in the cloud. We have the Chico span overlapping the candles. So right now we have pretty much a neutral market right now. We had a gold cross here. We have the Chico span above the candles, but we also have the Gray Rabbit Gone line, which is showing bearish now. So I'm expecting price to be coming down a bit into this region here, this pink box, and I'm expecting that based on the daily time frame. So let's go look at that. So right now, guys, on the daily time frame, let me just clean this up. We have price inside the Kumo cloud. We have the Chico span above the candles. We had a gold cross here, but now we're having another cross forming here, a death cross. So it looks like this is just a very choppy market right now. We also have a bullish Kumo cloud forming here, but this is still too small to be trusted, for us to trust it. We're going to need price to break back out of the Senko span B, which is this thick white line here. So overall, guys, for the rest of this week, most likely I'm just expecting price to be ranging inside the Kumo cloud here and dipping into this box, this pink support zone here. So if I see anything else develop, I will let you know, but I just don't think there's going to be too many opportunities on this pair this week, and I most likely will not be trading it. Okay, AUD Swiss franc on the weekly. So overall, guys, this is a bearish Kumo cloud. But we've had a triple bottom here. We have the Chico span now above, tracing up the candles here. Let's see what else we've got. We had a gold cross. We had some crosses here, but right now this is just the range right here, and we've had a very strong wick from the overhead resistance. So I'm expecting price to be resisted here around the Senko span A, and then continue down this week on the retracement. Now, if we look at the daily chart, you can see here, this was the resistance here, and we had a nice reversal bar here. So I'm expecting this momentum to continue into this week, and we could see price retracing first back down to the Kijun-sen here, which is the flat green line, but even all the way back down to this flat Senko span B area. So from current price to those levels is about 100 pips. So maybe you could find a trade on this one on the lower time frames, but you will have to just wait and see. We'll have to see if we can close another candle below this Tenkan-sen here, and then we can reevaluate and see if we see any trends forming on the lower time frames. But if we look at the 4-hour chart here, you can see that we still have this bullish Kumo cloud, which is a bit too skinny to trust. So we're going to need to either break this resistance level here at the 0.59331 to confirm the bullish trend, or if price breaks below the Senko span B, that's going to confirm the trend in the opposite direction and confirm our targets, which we were pointing out on the daily time frame. But overall, guys, we're going to need to wait and see if we can find a more solid trend here on the 4-hour to look for trades. So overall, this week I most likely will not be trading this pair. Okay, guys, here we are, AUD Japanese yen, and I just want to take a minute to thank everybody for liking and subscribing. It really helps me and my family, so thanks everybody. And yeah, I just want to say, last week I took off from the analysis, so sorry for the inconvenience on that, guys. But I made some pretty big breakthroughs with my WD Gone studies, and I just wanted to continue with those. But last week was quite a big week in the markets, and we saw all the Japanese yen pairs moving quite strongly. And the US dollar Japanese yen moved about 291 pips. So there was a lot of good trades last week, and I hope you guys made some nice pips and some profits from those. But yeah, I just wanted to say that sorry for the inconvenience, but we're going to be back on schedule now. So guys, AUD Japanese yen, here we are on the weekly. This is a bullish chart. We have a really great structure here on the cloud. We got Senko span A and B pointing up sharply. We've got the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen pointing up. However, the only thing that is concerning me is this long wick. So like I said last week, we had a really strong move in these markets because the Bank of Japan announced that they were going to no longer hold interest rates negative, and they were showing a huge shift in monetary policy. And so that's why these markets were moving, and this moved about 262 pips. So it was quite a strong move. And I'm expecting this resistance to hold this week. And if we look at the daily chart, so you can see here I've got the daily chart, and you can see we had a doji candle here. Nice resistance from up top here at 100.172 level. And we've retraced all the way back to the Kijun-sen, which is this flat green line here. So we got to see this week if this support holds. We could get an N wave up. However, I'm expecting this to start being a consolidation with price dipping into this pink box here, heading into April. So I'm expecting this to be a consolidating market. We had a really big move already, so I'm waiting for. I think we're going to have to wait for the consolidation, and most likely I will not be trading this pair this week. However, if we break this resistance level, that could change. So always keep that in mind, guys. Keep these resistance and support levels drawn in, and just remember that once the consolidation breaks, we gotta change our analysis. But I'm expecting this consolidation just started, so I think we're going to have quite some time before it actually breaks. We could get a lot of fake breakouts, and so that's why I want to bring this to your attention, just to make sure you know that the consolidation has just started. So we have to be patient, especially after such a big move last week. So yeah, guys, AUD Japanese yen most likely will not be trading this week. Okay, AUD USD on the weekly. All right, guys. Overall, this is still kind of a small Kumo cloud structure here. But if I look at this wave structure, I'm expecting this to be an N wave down in the bearish direction like that. And so that's my thesis right now. We do have a gold cross here. So we have gold cross, we have Chico span above the candles, and we did have price break out through the Kumo cloud and Senko span B. So we did get 3 out of the 3 Senyoku Koten signals. However, you can see that we don't have a very strong bullish Kumo cloud twist here. So that's telling me that this was not a trustable trend in the bearish direction, and that we could just be heading back down to the bottom of this range here. So we have the upper part of the range here, and we have the bottom part here. And so we're kind of stuck between this zone, and we just touched off of this trend line here. So we could be coming back down to revisit these lower levels. And if this is a reverse N wave, I think we could see price reach back down here. So that's why I've got this support zone drawn in here with the gray rabbit and the carrot. And so that's what I'm going to be targeting if we get this N wave. Now, let's go to the daily chart. Okay, guys, let's clean it up. So daily chart, we had a bearish Kumo cloud. We had 3 of the 3 Senyoku Gia Koten signals. So before we had a death cross, we had Chico span below the candles, and we had price break on these reverse N waves through Senko span B, the thick white line. We had a nice structure form on this bearish Kumo cloud, and then ever since we had the downtrend, we've reversed back into Senko span A, right? Now, Senko span A has been offering pretty good resistance here. And we do, the cloud is pretty close to twisting back in the bullish direction. So that's because we got a gold cross and we had Chico span come back above the candles. However, now we've got another death cross over here. We have the gray rabbit gone line, which is showing that the market is bearish now. This is the orange and blue thick line here. This is my proprietary indicator, which I'm going to make available to you guys later this year. So yeah, keep in tune for that. But yeah, guys, I announced this last week. I have a lot of stuff coming up in the pipeline. I'm going to have a new website. I'm going to have some pretty cool products just for fun, some coffee cups and hats and stuff, and some trading journals. So keep your eyes on that. But yeah, guys, looking forward to this year. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. So thanks, everybody. And yeah, let's keep this momentum going. I'm really looking forward to this year. So anyways, back to it. So I'm expecting this to be an N wave. And yeah, so what do we need for this to happen though? So guys, we need this support level first to break. That's 0.65040. And so once we start breaking these support levels, we're going to start having the Ichimoku trend on the lower time frames. And so right now the 1 hour chart is looking like it's pretty close to starting a trend here. So here we are on the 1 hour. So guys, 1 hour, boom, N wave, down, N wave. Now this might be a double bottom, so watch out for that. But overall, this is a nice Kumo cloud structure. We got the gray rabbit Gan line bearish. We have price below the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen. Now everything's flat, so we're going to need price to break back below this support level to confirm the trend in the bearish direction. But that's what I'm saying, guys. So we have this. I have this marked blue because we already have this trend here on the 1 hour. But on the 4 hour, you can see here that we really don't have a good, strong Kumo cloud yet. And so we can't trust this trend yet. Now, we are going to get a more trustable trend once we break these support levels. That's what I'm getting at. So once we break this one, that's the first step. Then the second step is to break this one, 0.64775. And now once we break that, we should be starting to get a trend on the 4 hour chart. But for sure, by the time we break this 0.64428, we'll have a trend on the 4 hour chart. So keep that in mind, guys. And I'm expecting going into April that we're going to reach down to this level here, which is around here, these support areas here. And this is around, let me just throw a line in here. That's around 0.63267. But if we want to get accurate with this, let's go back to the daily, and I'm just gonna, let's just see. Let's put a giant Fibonacci extension on here real quick. Oh crap. Well, sorry guys. All right, here we are. Yeah. So this will be the first area here of resistance, or the second, sorry. The first one will be the 0.618, which is 0.64030 level, which is funny because that lines up pretty nice with the Senko span B that's flat here. So guys, always remember, I have a video on support and resistance. I'm going to put it at the end of this. So watch that if you're new to this channel. Every time I need to find a really strong support or resistance level, I just go back and look to the left here and find these areas where the Senko span B is flat for an extended period of time. So here is a really good support and resistance level. As you can see, look, price, has, been supported and resisted on this level quite a few times. And same here. So just look for those levels. And then the Kumo cloud kind of just shows you some extensions of that. So, but remember, Senko span B is what we really want to look at. That's the strongest line. And so this is where I take the major support and resistance levels from. Now, this is going to be my target. So yeah, guys, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. This week, I'm going to be waiting for the breakout of these levels. And if we get that and we get the proper trending conditions on the 4 hour and 1 hour charts, I might be trading this one. So I got this marked blue, but yeah, keep an eye on this pair, AUD USD. CAD Swiss franc on the weekly. Okay guys, overall, this was a bearish trend. However, it looks like we're starting to get pretty close to having a bullish Kumo cloud twist. Let's see, looks like we're close to having a gold cross forming. We have the gray rabbit Gan line bullish now. And we have the Chico span tracing the candles. So overall, guys, we're getting some mixed signals here, but this is a bearish trend. And it looks like we've got pretty strong resistance on this weekly candle from the Senko span A. And so let me put my drawings on. So I'm expecting this resistance to hold and us to get a retracement this week. And possibly just a consolidation. So I'm expecting retracement back down to this Kijun-sen here. which is the 0.65594 level, and then a consolidation heading into April. But we could get a retracement even back down to this support zone here in the pink box. And this is my expectation going into April. And so even back down to, let's say back here, we got about 100 pips. So I don't think there's going to be too many trading opportunities, especially based on my style for this one, but there could be. However, I just think that this week is just going to be a ranging market and most likely will not be trading this pair. Okay guys, CAD, Japanese yen, got this marked as a ranging pair, so I'm not going to say too much. However, on the weekly chart, this is bullish, and we got price above the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, Senko Span A and B. Everything's pointing up, so this is bullish. However, we have a really long wick here, lots of resistance. We saw this on AUD, Japanese yen, I think, pretty similar setup. We had a lot of movement in this market last week, 235 pips. So we could be getting some retracement over the next couple days. And if we look at the daily chart, you can see that we are starting to get that. So we had this really thin doji candle here, and now we have a reversal bar. So I'm expecting price to reverse back down into this support zone here, which is, this pink box that I've got drawn in. But we could even fall even lower down to the Kijun-sen, or we could break through the Senko Span A and then hit onto this Gan line here. So either way, guys, this is going to be a retracing and consolidating market, and I most likely will not be trading this pair this week. Okay guys, Swiss franc, Japanese yen on the weekly. Now I've got this marked as pink because I think we're going to see a very explosive move coming soon from this, and I'm going to be looking to hopefully find a trade on this. Now last week we had a lot of movement, but we wound up with this thin doji bar here, and let's see how much movement we got. We had 299.4 pips, so it was a big week last week, and it looks like it's still undecided which way this market's going to break. However, I do think it's going to break to the bottom because we've already had this pretty long extended bull run, and we're starting to get an ending diagonal here. So once this breaks, this usually you see the price start to round out like this at the end of a trend, because it's losing momentum. Imagine like a train going up a mountain, right? It starts to lose momentum eventually, and then it rounds out, and then it comes back down the mountain. So we got to remember that price is a force of energy, right? And eventually that energy runs out and it falls back in the other direction. And so I think we're going to get that fall at least back to this Kijun-sen here, which is flat. We already had price close below the Tenkan-sen. We had a retest back up on this level. And so I'm expecting price to come bearish this week. And so let's go to the daily. Okay. So guys, here we are on the daily, right? We had a death cross up here. We have the Chico span now below the candles, and we have a bearish Kumo cloud forming. So this is even more evidence of price possibly going in the bearish direction. We've got the gray rabbit Gan line orange, which is bearish. And so let me turn my drawing on. So if we can break, so we need to break either, let me throw in another, yeah, there we go. So we need to break out of this level here, 170.804, or we need to break this support level here, 167.086. And when we do, this is going to be very explosive because we're going to be breaking either the Senko Span A or we're going to be breaking Senko Span B. So I'm thinking we're going to break Senko Span B, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on the lower time frames to catch this trend down to this next support level here. Now, to that support level, that's about 488 pips. So we could be consolidating this week too. So that's also a possibility, but eventually we will break one of these levels. So just keep that in mind. But hopefully we break this week, and I've got this mark special because I want to really make sure I keep a good eye on this pair because like I said, I think it will be an explosive move. So yeah, keep an eye on that Swiss franc, Japanese yen, and make sure you confirm on the lower time frames. All right, Euro AUD on the weekly. Not much to say about this one, guys. This is a ranging market. We got, the Chico spans now overlapping the candles. We had the gray rabbit Gan line flashing orange and blue. we're stuck between this range here, so not really much going on here on the weekly. Other than this is a pretty neutral market, and it looks like we might be getting a bearish Kumo cloud twist soon. But we had a death cross and now a gold cross, and so whenever you get these two crosses back to back, just know that that is also a sign of a ranging market. So let's go to the daily and see what we got. Okay, so yeah, so we had a bearish and now we have a bullish cloud. And let's see, so yeah, Chico span is above the candles. It's been tracing it a little bit. And let's see what else. We got price. So we had a death cross here on the Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen. And price is below the Kijun-sen. And we have the Gray Rabbit Gone line bearish. So this, guys, is just a ranging market. And I got my drawings here. So I'm just expecting price to be consolidating into April. And then hopefully we're going to break either this resistance level here. Let me change that again. Which is the 166.803, or we're going to break this support level, the 164.422. Now I'm expecting us to break this support level here, because it looks like we're going to get a bearish twist after this consolidation, and I would be looking for that and then looking to target down here in this support zone, which is all the way down at 1.61290. So that's my idea for going into the next couple months. That we'll get a consolidation and then we'll break these levels back down to the support level here. But until then, we just have to wait on this pair, guys. So I'm not going to be trading this one this week. That's Euro AUD. Okay, EuroCAD on the weekly. Overall, this is a neutral ranging market. Chico span is tracing the candles. The Gray Rabbit Gone line is orange and blue, orange and blue, orange and blue. We got death crosses and gold crosses, so we're just kind of stuck between this range here. Let's see. Yeah. So what I have marked this week is just going to be a consolidation. And let's go to the daily chart. Okay. So guys, yeah, so we have a bullish Kumo cloud. We had 3 out of the 3 Sanyoku Koten signals. So we had a gold cross here on the daily time frame. We had Chico span come above the candles, and we had price break through the Senko span B. But looks like price is going to retrace back down to this flat Kijun-sen area and Senko span B area. But that's going to give us some more steam into the cloud. So this could be an N wave up. This could possibly be a bullish N wave, but we're going to need to finish this retracement and consolidation. And that's probably going to take at least the next couple weeks. So let's see how far this Chico span is from hitting the candles. So that's about 12 days. So we're going to probably need at least 2 weeks to consolidate. And let's see how far we are from this Gone line. Oh. Yeah, 14 days. So we're gonna probably need 2 weeks of more consolidation on this pair. Until we really start to get any movement. And so that's going to put us around early April when we start to get the next trend. So around April 11th is most likely when we're going to start seeing a new trend form. So be careful, guys. The thing is, we got to know when the market is moving, and we got to know when it's not moving. It's kind of like, it's kind of like fishing. Like, you got to know which tide to fish in, because if you just go out there when it's the wrong tide, you're not going to catch anything. But if you go with the right conditions in the right moon phase, you're going to catch a lot of fish. So make sure you remember that. When I have these marked ranging, they're just consolidating, and we got to remember that, because you don't want to get stuck with all these fake breakouts here, because that's how you give all your money back, So we got to just trade the good trends, forget about the consolidations. Especially for trading a breakout strategy. So keep that in mind, guys. But yeah, I'm not going to be trading EuroCAD this week. Okay, guys, Euro Swiss franc on the weekly. So overall, it looks like we've had a lot of bullish momentum lately. We got the Chico span coming above the candles now. We got a gold cross, and we had price break the Senko span A. But it looks like we're getting resisted here at Senko span B. So I'm expecting price to retrace in the bearish direction this week. But overall, we're starting to get some more bullish momentum, and we could be seeing a bullish Kumo cloud twist form soon out into the future here. So let me turn my drawings on. Okay, guys, so let's go to the daily. So on the daily chart, overall, very bullish. We have a nice bullish Kumo cloud structure. We had 3 out of the 3 Sanyoku Kyoten signals. So we had the gold cross, Chico span above the candles, and we had price break Senko span B here at the thick white line with some N waves going in the bullish direction. However, we're starting to get an inside bar here, which formed on Friday. So with an inside bar, especially a pretty big reversal bar like that, that's usually the sign of a reversal. And so we could be reversing back down into this support zone here, and also onto this Ganfan angle here, which is the 3-to-1 angle. And so I'm expecting, heading into April, a nice reversal down to these levels here. So we could, let's see how far that is. Well, it's only about 100 pips, so I'm not sure. Depending on the lower time frame conditions, we might be able to find a trade on this. But we could just be consolidating in this region here, and it could be pretty choppy. So, either way, we're going to need to confirm on the lower time frames. I have this marked blue because if I do see something, let's take a look. So, yeah, this is a pretty thin Kumo cloud here on the 4-hour chart. So it looks like we'll probably get some consolidation this week, but this could be a good pair in the next few weeks. So let me just adjust this. I'm going to keep this as a ranging pair this week, but we're going to come back to look at that in the next few weeks because we could be reaching back down to these levels, like I mentioned. So if we do reach these levels again, we'll confirm on the lower time frames and hopefully get a nice trade down to here. But yeah, let's see what that was again. So we get all the way down to here. That's 186 pips. So that's quite a lot. So we could get a good trade on that. So we'll keep this in mind for next week. But this week, I most likely will not be trading this pair. Okay, guys, Euro British Pound on the weekly. So I have this marked as a ranging pair. I'm just expecting some consolidation this week. So I've got this marked here that we're going to just be in this supply zone here. And we're just, let's take a look at the daily. So here we are. Last Friday we got this really gigantic doji candle here. So we're going to be coming back down into this region of the cloud. We got the Chico span tracing the candles, and we've had the gray rabbit gun line turning orange and blue. So that's how we know we're just in this consolidation zone right now. And until we can break out of the cloud in either direction, there's not really going to be much trend with this pair. So I'm not going to be trading this one this week. But look, we got looks like we have a bullish Kumo cloud starting to form. So we're going to need to keep an eye on that. But just this week, I've got this consolidating, and I most likely will not be trading. Okay, guys, Euro Japanese yen. And just want to say thanks again to everybody for liking and subscribing. Really helps me out, so thank you. All right, guys. Well, Euro Japanese yen. This is bullish Kumo cloud. Everything's pointing up. Price has closed above the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, Senko span A and B. We got the gray rabbit gun line bullish, and we got the Chico span above the candles. So this is bullish. However, we got to look at the price action too, because this is just one part of the system. This is an indicator. We have to use price action too, and this price action and this candlestick has shown that we have a lot of overhead resistance. So let's see what the daily looks like. Okay, so the daily, we have 2 bars reversing already. And so let's see what I drew here. So, okay, I'm expecting price. We've closed below this 2-to-1 gan angle. And so I'm expecting price to stay within this zone heading into April and consolidating. So we're going to be consolidating in this zone. And that's why I have this marked orange, because we don't want to get stuck with any fake breakouts. We need price to, we just had a lot of movement on price. So we need price to take a break and consolidate at these levels. So most likely I won't be trading this pair this week, but I'll keep you guys posted if anything else happens. And like always, remember on the YouTube channel, I always post all my trades so you can see the entries there on the community. All right, let's move on. Okay guys, Euro US dollar on the weekly. So overall, we have a very thin Kumo cloud structure, so there's really no strong trend here on the weekly. However, we did have this high up here, and now we have a lower high. And so I'm expecting this to be an N wave down. And so I'm expecting to at least retest these levels down here. So let me see what I drew. Yeah, okay, that's right. All right, so on the daily chart, let's see what we got. So on the daily chart, we had a we had a bearish cloud here, and now we have a little bullish Kumo cloud here, but this is not big enough to trust yet. And it looks like we're getting pretty close to breaking below Senko Span A. And so if we break Senko Span A, which I suspect we will, I think our next target is going to be down here at this support zone, which from the current price to the bottom is about 115 pips. So pretty good amount of space. You know, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. 100 pips is pretty good if we can get the right entry on the lower time frames. But we're going to just need to see. So let's see what the 4-hour looks like. Okay, it looks like we're starting to get a bearish Kumo cloud here. So we got price below Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen. We've got everything pointing down, but this is a weird, very thin Kumo cloud. So we're going to need price to close below this support level here at 1.07960 to confirm a stronger trend on this. But if we get that, then we can hopefully confirm this move down to these levels. Let's see the 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour has this is a nice structure. We got a pretty thick cloud here. So this is looking pretty good. So once we get the 4 hour looking good, I would say once we break this support level, then we can look to take a trade down to these levels here. So keep an eye on this one. Actually, I'm gonna mark this special. That's looking pretty good since the 1 hour looks nice. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. Euro US dollar special pair. We might be able to take a good trade on this week. Okay, guys, British pound AUD on the weekly. So overall, guys, we've had a few mixed signals here. So we had a correction down here to Senko Span A. We got supported, but we had a death cross here, and now we had a gold cross, and we had the gray rabbit Gan line bearish and now bullish. And we had Chico Span come below the candles, and now it's popping above the candles. So overall, guys, this is mixed signals here on the weekly chart. And we have a really thin distance here between Senko Span A and B. So it looks like we could be getting a bearish Kumo cloud twist forming soon. And so let's go to the daily. Okay, on the daily chart, we're just stuck in this consolidation right now. And we have the Chico Span tracing the candles. The Gan line, the gray rabbit Gan line is flashing orange and blue. And we really just don't have any trend here on the daily. Now, I'm expecting, since we've got this Gan line here bearish now, I'm expecting price to break down to these support levels. So if we can break this support level, 1.92561, and then 1.91834, I'm expecting price to be heading over, like starting around April, to be heading down to these support zones here. So from the current price down to here is about 750 pips. So there's a lot of room to run down there. Now we're gonna have to confirm on the lower time frames, like I always say, and we're starting to get some of these confirmations. Now, here we are on the 4-hour chart. Now we've got a bearish Kumo cloud. We got the gray rabbit Gan line here bearish, and it looks like we're breaking on an N wave down. But to stay safe, we gotta wait till we close below this first support level, which I already mentioned, and this second one. And once we break these levels, then we can confirm a stronger trend on the 4-hour and look for an entry on the lower time frames. So guys, this pair, just because it's marked ranging this week, doesn't mean that it's going to be a bad pair over the next few weeks. It just this week, I don't want you to get stuck in the range. So I'm just expecting this to be consolidating. But as always, we got to mark these levels, and we need to make sure that we find them when they're breaking out, because this is how we get onto a trade with good momentum. And so make sure you guys keep checking back in every week for the analysis, because I'm going to be updating each pair, obviously, based on these lower time frame conditions. But yeah, so this week, guys, I just expect a consolidating market here, but hopefully soon we can break these support levels. And once we do, I'm going to be looking to trade down to these levels here. So keep an eye on this one, but just not this week. That's British pound AUD. Okay guys, British pound CAD on the weekly. Now overall, we have a bullish Kumo cloud, but this is pretty thin. We have price, which is getting supported now on this flat Tenkan-sen, and we have Kijun-sen flat, Senko Span A and B flat. So this is, overall, since price is above the Tenkan-sen, this is bullish. However, to confirm the trend, we need to break this resistance level here at the 1.73542 level. And until we get that, this is just going to be consolidating this week. So I've got this marked as a ranging pair. And now if we go to the daily time frame, let me show you why. So if you look at this major trend, we just got supported on this trend line here, right? So if I draw that in real quick, you can see what I'm talking about. So we've been supported here, right? Now I'm expecting price to come back up and retest this support level here, which is what we just broke previously. And this is now, hold on, let me fix that. This is now going to be, so that was our support level we broke, and now it turns into resistance. Okay, so this here is going to be the resistance level now. And so let me put, oh crap, getting all crazy here. This is going to be our resistance level up there. Okay, so we got supported here. We have a nice long wick, so that shows that we've been supported on this trend line. Now price is going to reverse back up into this area here, which we just left. We've got the gray rabbit gone line now flashing bearish. And so once price goes back up and retests these levels, I'm expecting a nice sharp move back down to these support levels here. So we're going to be consolidating heading into April. And then by the first or second week of April, probably the second week, I'm expecting price to be starting to move very fast back down to test these support levels here. And so from this level here down to here is about 277 pips, and then all the way down to here is about 434 pips. So that's a lot of room to run. Looks like we're about to get a bearish Kumo cloud twist. So this is this is something to keep in mind. But like I said, over the next few weeks, this is a consolidating pair and really not that much space to be trading here. You're going to be in a range and it's going to be pretty tricky. So back up to this this resistance level is only 48 pips. So I don't recommend trading this until we break, back to these support levels. So I'm going to be keeping my eye on this, but this is probably going to be better to trade next month. So just remember that we're going to be consolidating for now. Okay, British pound, Swiss franc on the weekly. Now guys, we have 3 out of the 3 Senyoku Koten signals. We've got a gold cross, we have the Chico span above the candles, and we had price break through the Kumo cloud, Senko span B. However, we do have a very odd Kumo cloud structure. So we have this bearish cloud, and now we have a bullish one. And this overall, guys, is just not really a trend that we can trust on the weekly. Also looking at the price action, we have this very long wick from the overhead resistance. So this is showing me that price is going to reverse back down. And let's take a look here on the daily chart. So guys, on the daily chart, this is a pretty strong trend here. Nice Kumo cloud structure. We have a good trend, a bunch of N waves going up. However, we got that long wick, and now we have a reversal bar here. And so it looks like we're going to be retracing in the next days. So I've got this drawn in here. I'm expecting price to reach back down into this support zone here, which is around the 1.11972 and the 1.11177. So by around April 10th or 11th, we should be retracing back into this zone and consolidating and retracing in that meantime. So let's see, from current price to these levels, to the first support level is 108 pips, and to this level is 187 pips. So we got a lot of room to run. Now let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. So guys, for the 4-hour chart, we have the gray rabbit gown line showing bearish. Looks like we're having a death cross soon. Let me see that. Yeah, so it looks like these lines are about to cross. But in the meantime, it looks like the Chico span is going to trace back up these candles. So we had this move down. I'm expecting a retracement back up and then a move down. So we're going to need to be patient. I have this marked blue because I think we're going to have a good setup if we can trade down to these levels. and then down further to these levels. But we're going to need to be patient and wait for the lower time frames to set up. So let's see, here's the 1 hour. Looks like we're starting to get a little trend here on the 1 hour, but you can see, guys, that the 4 hour still has a lot of distance between Senko span A and B. And so that shows us that the trend has not yet formed on this. We're going to need to wait for the bearish Kumo cloud twist, and we got to wait for the break of Senko span B. So we need to be patient, because if not, we'll get stuck in the consolidation phase. So I've got this marked blue, but I'm gonna mark this orange for this week, just so no one gets confused, because I'm pretty sure this week is not going to be we're not going to meet those conditions on the lower time frame. So we're going to check back in on this pair next week, but until then, unless anything changes on the lower time frames, I will most likely not be trading this pair. Okay guys, British pound, Japanese yen. Thanks again everybody for hitting the like button and subscribing. I really appreciate you, and let's keep going. So overall, guys, this looks like a nice bullish trend. Look, good Kumo cloud here. The price is above the Tenkan-sen, the blue line here, and the Kijun-sen, the green line. And we got Senko span A and B all pointing up. So all of our indicator lines are pointing up, guys. But as you remember from some of the previous yen pairs, this looks exactly the same, right? We got this giant wick and overhead resistance. And so what that's telling me is that even though our Ichimoku is bullish, that we could be retracing this week, which we have already started actually. So this started on Thursday, March 21st, and we've been retracing since then. And so let me turn my drawings on. Now guys, this pink fan is called a Gan fan. And I drew this on just because it really helps you see when price is going to react. So you can see it started here. I drew it from this bottom to this top. We had the price follow this line, and then we had price come back to this line and react, and then react back up off of this line, and then here on this line here, right? So on these angles, this is kind of helping us show, a lot of times when people are trading, they focus on going north to south, right? The price. But we also have to focus on going east to west on the time, right? So these Gan lines help us focus on the time and can help us see, you can see all this price was supported, and then reacted off of this line, right? So they're actually quite useful. And yeah, I would recommend learning how to use those. I'm gonna do some videos on them in the future, but they're pretty easy to draw on. So that's something to look into if you're not familiar. And basically what I'm saying is that we're going to retrace back into this line. And if this line, this angle here, the 4-to-1, supports us, then I'm expecting price to just come back up and retest this resistance level again. And that's the 193.538 level. So if we break this 190.394 support level, we can expect then to go back to this next support level, which is the 187.963 level. And after that, if we break that level, we can expect to go back down here. And so you can see that this Gan line, this 8-to-1, is pretty similar to our Senko span B, right? So that's something to keep in mind too, that the Senko span B and A are all kind of similar to these angles and show different areas of where we would find support and resistance. And so, basically, guys, the long story short is that I have this marked as a ranging pair this week, and it's just going to be consolidating into April. So I'm expecting just a consolidation phase in this zone here until we can break the resistance or the support level. So once we do that, I'll be looking to take a trade. But until then, this is just a ranging pair, and I most likely will not be trading. Okay, guys, British pound, US dollar on the weekly. So overall, we really don't have much trend direction here. We got some overlapping Kumo clouds here. We had a death cross, and now we have a gold cross. So on the weekly chart is really not much of a trend direction. So let's look at the daily. All right, guys, here we are. You can see that on the daily chart, we just had a death cross. We had the Chico span almost below the candles, and we had price break the Senko span B. And it looks like we are starting to get a bearish Kumo cloud twist. So this, we can't trust this trend yet because we don't have a strong enough bearish Kumo cloud. So I'm expecting price to just be consolidating within this range here until heading into April. And then after that, expecting a bearish trend down to these support levels. So next month, I'm going to be looking more closely at this pair. But this week, I most likely will not be trading it. Okay guys, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. So overall, we have a nice bullish Kumo cloud. However, price had a very strong reversal bar here, and we've closed below the Tenkan-sen. So right now, price is down here between Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen, and we've got the Senko Span A flat, but Senko Span B up. So right now, guys, this is just a neutral market, but overall, this is a bullish trend here on the weekly. Now, last week, we had a pretty strong candle like most of the other pairs, and we had strong overhead resistance here. So let's look at the daily. So here we are on the daily, guys, and you can see that we had a death cross here. We have Chico Span below the candles, and this looks like it could be a reverse N wave, and we could be getting a bearish Kumo cloud twist soon. We also have the gray rabbit Gan line orange, which is bearish. So I have a bearish bias right now, but I do think that we will just be consolidating and be in the cloud this week. So, you know, overall, you know, if we do break this support level, then we will confirm this bearish N wave. But I'm expecting price to just be consolidating this week in this range between the 92.204 level and the 90.364 level. And so I'm expecting a consolidation until April, and then a break down to these lower levels here. And so from the current price to these lower support levels is about 300 bips. So that's a lot of room to run. And I'm going to be looking for that once we start to get our bearish Kumo cloud twist. But until then, guys, you know, I have this marked blue, and I want to show you the 4-hour chart. So here you can see I have a Gan fan drawn on, and we had a really strong, so this angle here broke very heavily, and we've come all the way down to the farthest angle, which is the 8-to-1. And so that's why I'm expecting to get some support here and then get some consolidation back up a little bit. But we still have a bullish Kumo cloud. However, we're getting a death cross, and it looks like the Chico Span's about to come below the candles, and we have the gray rabbit Gan line now bearish. But this is not a trend that we can trust yet. So until we get a better trend on the 4-hour, I just have this marked blue, and I'm going to be waiting for that. So this could be happening over the next weeks. So keep that in mind. But if we do get that, like I mentioned before, we will run down to this first support level, 89.262, and then our next target would be 87.706. But we're going to need to break this 90.364 level first. So until that happens, guys, we're going to just have to be patient. But yeah, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen could be a good pair over the next weeks. Okay guys, USD CAD on the weekly. Now overall, I don't have to say much about this. We have overlapping Kumos. The gray rabbit Gan line is orange and blue. The Chico Span's tracing the candles. So you guys know what that means. This is a neutral rangy market on the weekly. And so let's go to the daily. Okay, so on the daily, we have a little bit more information here. We have a bullish Kumo cloud. However, it's not, you know, we have a strong base here, but we don't really have a trend yet. We're going to need to break above these resistance levels. So the resistance level, let me just put that in real quick, is around the 1.36136 level. So we're going to need to close above that, but it looks like we're getting resisted pretty heavily there. So I'm expecting this week to just be more consolidation in this area heading into April. And then I'm expecting a reversal back down to these support levels here. So we're going to need to wait and see what happens. But overall, guys, this is a rangy market, and I most likely will not be trading it this week. US dollar, Swiss franc on the weekly. Guys, got this marked blue because I'm waiting for some breakouts in the lower time frames. But overall, this is a bearish Kumo cloud. However, we did get some mixed signals here. So we got a gold cross, a death cross, and now we're getting another gold cross. We got the gray rabbit Gan line flashing orange and blue. But it does look that overall we're getting resisted here around the Senko Span A. And we're also getting the start of a bullish Kumo cloud twist. But so this could be the start of a new trend out in the future. But until then, I'm expecting price to be resisted at these levels and to retrace over the next week. And so that's because on the daily chart, you can see that we have this doji candle forming with some heavy resistance here. So this could provide us a change of momentum in the market and a retracement back to this support level, which is the 0.88396 level. But we could very well retrace back even to this support zone here. And so from current price to there is about 200 pips. So if we can confirm the trends on the lower time frames, we could trade this retracement back down. So let's see what the 4-hour looks like. So 4-hour still has a pretty strong bullish trend. So we can't confirm yet on the 4-hour, but on the 1-hour, we're starting to get a reverse in momentum. We got a death cross and we got Chico span coming below the candles. And so we would need to break Senko span B first. So overall, guys, actually, I have this marked blue. This one, I'm going to mark it orange for now until we can get these conditions met on the 1-hour and 4-hour. I'm not going to be looking at this pair this week. So that's probably going to be in the next few weeks after that. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, most likely this week I won't be trading US dollar Swiss franc. Okay, US dollar Japanese yen. Guys, as I mentioned before, last week the Bank of Japan met and they had a quite big change to their monetary policy. They've been doing yield curve control for many years now, and they have decided to raise interest rates. And so last week the yen pairs were moving very strongly. And let's see how much we got on this one. So I think I said it was 295 pips. So that was a big week last week, and I did take a lot of trades last week, especially on some of the yen pairs. So go back to the YouTube community if you want to see my entries on there. But yeah, last week was a really good week. The markets were moving really strong. So I was pretty happy with the results. And I hope that you guys got some good pips last week too, with all this data and news being released. So let's move into it. Overall, this is a bullish Kumo cloud. We've got price above the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen, except Kijun-sen's flat, and we got Senko span A and B both up. So we need to break and close above this resistance level here. And that's the 151.815 level. And so if we close above that, that could confirm this N wave up. However, excuse me, it seems like we got resisted there on Friday. So we could just be consolidating this week into the next couple weeks, which I'm expecting just a consolidation heading into the first 2 weeks of April. And then we can break these levels. So be careful for the fake breakouts, guys. I'm thinking we're just going to be consolidating. So that's why I got this mark orange. And let's take a look. So 4-hour here, let's see. We got a double top here on the 4-hour. And so looks like price is coming back up. So if we can break and close above these levels, that's great. But be careful for the fake outs. So keep that in mind, and let's see the 1-hour chart. Okay, yeah, so on the 1-hour chart, we had this V wave here, and now we have some reverse N waves. So overall, guys, this is just a ranging market here on the 1-hour. So we can't really trust any of these trends yet. And we got the gray rabbit gown line flashing orange and blue, orange and blue. So this is just a consolidation period. So back onto the daily. Let me turn my drawing back on. So yeah, I'm just expecting price to be retracing heading into April. And if anything changes, I will change my view on this. But until then, guys, I most likely won't be trading this pair. Okay, guys, and just want to say again, thanks for liking and subscribing. And now let's get to the fundamental news for this week and all the data being released. So this is called FX Street, which I will put a link in the description below. So Tuesday, March 26th, we have the AUD monthly consumer price index numbers being released. Wednesday, March 27th, we have the AUD retail sales data being released month over month for February. Thursday, March 28th, for the euro, we have retail sales year over year for February. For the British pound on Thursday, March 28th, we have gross domestic product quarter over quarter for quarter 4. We have British pound gross domestic product year over year for quarter 4. And we have US dollar gross domestic product annualized for quarter 4. For the Japanese yen, we have the Tokyo Consumer Price Index year over year for March. And we have the Japanese yen Tokyo CPI excluding food and energy year over year for March. On Friday, March 29th, we have the US dollar core personal consumption expenditures price index month over month for February, and we have the US dollar core personal consumption expenditures price index year over year for February. All these numbers are being released. So make sure you check it and make sure you're staying safe when this news is released, guys. And yeah, I just want to wish everyone a great week in the markets. And thank you again for being here for this week's analysis, and I'll see you guys next week. And thanks again to everybody who likes and subscribes. It really helps me and my family. So just want to say much love, and we really appreciate it. So till next week, guys, peace.